We're live. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Casual AF, the gaming stream so casual. Not only will I play with mods, easy difficulty levels, outright cheats, 99% of the time, I don't even start the game. And this time, I didn't even purchase the fucking game that we're advertising here. That's how goddamn casual I am.
I'm disappointed. I thought for sure. Hi, Irving. Thanks for having me along. I'm disappointed. I thought for sure you'd buy it. And then you go, it's $17. I'm like, yeah, $17. What the hell, man?
$17 for a shoot 'em up that, I'm just not in the mood to play
it's
right
not
now.
a long game either. It's not a long game. You could probably finish it in the live stream. It's a short game. I think there's a total of like six total levels. And
is that worth the money then? You know?
Well, but it's not about the money, because some of it apparently is going to charity. I don't know what charity it is, but some of it's going to charity.
It's not about the money.
It's not about
sending a message.
It's about sending the message. That's right. It's about being able to shoot a witch that looks like Hillary Clinton and is trying to steal babies. You get to save babies, and through different stages, different people come flying in and helping you. So in one stage, it's Tucker Carlson, and he's throwing bow ties at everything. And another stage, it's Donald Trump, and he's flying around like Superman with a big like Superman logo with a T on it, and he's shooting laser beams out of his eyes. It's fucking hilarious, man.
Awesome.
Yeah, I think it's worth the $17 just to watch that. But yeah,
we will do it at some point. But mostly because of the thing you had told me previous.
Yes.
That there is a Trudeau villain.
There is. He's called Castro Jr. And Alex Jones makes his way up to Canada and saves the trucker convoy and frees up all the money that Trudeau froze on them. It's fucking hilarious.
Speaking of, the pro-Palestine marches in Montreal and firebombing threats of Jewish schools here in Toronto. I imagine all these protesters are going to have their bank accounts frozen, and they blocked off significant roadways and stuff.
It's not a national emergency yet. An entire subset of the population is being targeted. By
a different subset of the population.
By another subset of the population. And actual threats of violence are taking place. But borders haven't been shut down, and, a city hasn't been brought to its knees with honking and whatnot. But, no, it's funny. You're right, though, because there's actual violence going on. There's actual, rioting going on. And everybody's mum about it because you can't offend the Muslims. Like, Canada should have taken a hint from what happened in the United Kingdom and what happened in Europe over the last 10 years before committing to this idea that we have to be, the world's refuge for everybody who comes from a place of violence, who comes from a place, that's full of turmoil and has its own troubles. Do you not see what happened in France? Do you not see what's happened in Germany? Do you not see what's happened in the UK? Like, the UK is not even British. It's not English anymore. Like, London's majority Muslim population. So
majority.
Sorry, go ahead.
Just a minority city like Toronto.
Right. Yeah. And I said to a buddy of mine who's British, I'm like, you know what? This probably doesn't sound, probably don't want, because he's an expat. He lives here in Canada, and I think he's a full-on Canadian citizen at this point, but he still has an English accent and all that sort of stuff. Came over when he was a teenager. Anyway, he's very liberal. He's a vegetarian, the whole bit. And I said, hey, you're not going to want to hear this, and you might think I'm talking out my ass because I'm, not English, but Enoch Powell was right. He was absolutely right, 100% right. And he's like, well, he wasn't 100% wrong. he admits, right? He admits that, yeah, okay, things have gotten worse because of this, open door immigration policy,
Just your
predicated
your
on
friends
predicated on white, English empire guilt. So
your friend's response reminds me of this joke from I think it's Family Guy.
yeah.
Oh, the worst thing that happens in England is drive-by arguments. Guy pulls up. Oh, Reginald, I disagree. He drives away.
Yeah.
Costin's in the chat. Hey, Costin, how
Hey,
are you?
Boston. Good to see you, buddy. No, Irvington, I will not. Damn it. Damn you all.
Clever. God damn it.
Because Costin's
No
gone.
Irving.
I will not. Damn it. What does the WR stand for? Do you know?
Wide receiver.
Oh, I thought it was Walter Reginald.
William Randolph.
William Randolph Costin. All right. So, haven't been to the gym this week, I'm afraid. How about you? You gonna be able to get back to the gym at all?
I, I'm not going to make excuses. No, I just haven't been. It's my own fault.
I have an excuse. I have an excuse. The wife took sick. I caught her cold. She tested positive for COVID. I tested positive for COVID. Whether it's actually COVID or not, I have no idea. Point is,
Thing is,
I've been feeling like shit all week. I've been sneezing and coughing all week. So I'm like, I can't go to the gym. Not like this. If it is COVID, then I don't want to give it to anybody. So anyway,
I'm sorry. It's just like it's not COVID because I mean, you say you tested positive for COVID. You may have also tested positive for lemon or tested positive for cola, right? Like
yeah, the rapid tests are not 100. They give false positives more frequently than they probably should. Absolutely. It detected something by me shoving a swab up my nose.
the last one for Rivington was close. Oh,
What was that?
William Randolph was close.
Oh, okay. So it's either William but not Randolph, or Randolph but not William.
William seems more likely, right?
Probably.
Because that's just William Randolph Hearst is where I was going with that. So maybe it's something, but maybe the Randolph is closer than we think, and it's like William Rudolph.
Maybe it's William Richard. William Richard Costin.
We shouldn't be doxing him though.
You're right. We shouldn't. Well, we haven't confirmed that. We do know where he lives. We know the city in which he resides. So. Yeah. Have you been following this Ben Shapiro, Candace Owens kerfuffle?
A little bit, a little bit. I mean, infighting in the Daily Wire, like I don't know, I've kind of like lost touch with Ben Shapiro in general. Like he was a
Yeah.
good voice years and years ago, but
Yeah, I liked it
I
when he was
mean,
on college campuses owning the idiot students, which not too hard when you're a genius phenom going to college campuses full of idiots. But it was always enjoyable to watch. But when it comes to Israel, he's a little too close to it. He becomes way too.
a little.
I'm being generous. He becomes way too. What's the word? Obsessed with the topic. And I mean, it's understandable what happened on October 7th, why he might be obsessed over it. But now he reads everything into an attack on Israel. Everything's an attack on Israel. And if you know the controversies, basically Candace Owens is saying, look, when the Harvard alum came out and blasted the students and the faculty for putting out that statement in support of Palestine and Hamas shortly after the attacks, and the alum said, fuck you, we're not backing you anymore. That's great, of course. They should do that, but why the hell haven't they been doing that for all these years where the literal curriculum has been to vilify white people, vilify white students, marginalize white students on campus. They've been doing it for decades. And the Harvard alum didn't give a shit about that. And it was part of the curriculum too. This isn't just,
Yeah.
A statement being made by some students and faculty in support of one political faction or another. This is something that was part of curriculum for a decade or more. And Harvard alum didn't have anything to say about it. Harvard thinks it's okay. And she's absolutely right. and for Ben Shapiro to get all bent out of shape over it. Like, what is she saying that's wrong? Oh, is it that the fact that she's not constantly putting Israel front and center of the issue, and the fact that she's using what happened and the political fallout from the incidents and people's statements on the matter, you can't talk about anything but support Israel? Like, dude, back off. Like, and so she
The,
starts putting stuff, and then she starts, talking about how Nikki Haley should be president of Israel. She said, I would endorse Nikki Haley as president of Israel because she's such a shill for Israel, right? And she's a war hawk who really wants to go, blast the Palestinians for the sake of Israel. And so she's been quoting scripture, basically digging at Nikki Haley. And Ben Shapiro seems to think it's about him and the Daily Wire. Like, and she's like, dude, it's not about you. Don't tell me to stop quoting scripture. Who the fuck do you think you are?
yeah.
It's been very interesting to watch. And I got to come down on the side of Team Candace here, So,
I mean, like, the simplest thing to explain Candace and why it's not all about Israel all the time is like the same reason we talk about the things we talk about. Well, I mean, mostly lately we've been talking about Israel. Oh, I have.
you have.
you try and steer me back to more
No,
real. Of course, it is
it's in
happening in
the
Montreal.
forefront
It's
of
happening
the
in
public
Toronto.
conversation because it's the center of global conflict right now. So, yeah.
But why bring it back to how Harvard was treating or allowing white people to be treated? Well, because I don't live in fucking Israel. I live here.
Right.
This is the place I prefer to focus, right?
Right.
Oh, suddenly the exact same behaviors against Israel and Jews that have been not only allowed but encouraged and made part of the curriculum against white people. Now it's a bad thing.
Right.
Right? Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
Well, you know what? I would give this one sort of disclaimer to the whole situation. In addition to vilifying white people on college campuses for a decade or more, um, I'm sure that a lot of these left-leaning colleges have been vilifying Israel as well because it's part of their hatred of America. Hating America, hating Israel because they're the white nations that oppress the brown people. And that's, that's what it comes down to. So it's not just about them vilifying whites. They're vilifying anybody who isn't brown. And to them, the Jews qualify. It's the same way that Asians qualify because Asians aren't quite brown, right? So you can
You're
vilify them,
literally
you can marginalize them because they're not brown. They're pale skinned, pale yellow, if you want. They're more white than we are, for Christ's sakes. When you look at their skin, it's paler than ours. But anyway,
I'm not white. I'm olive.
that's right. You're olive complexion. I'm not white. I'm pink, with some freckles here and there. Speaking of freckles, I wonder where CMAC is tonight.
Oh, redhead joke.
Yeah. She dyed her hair brown, apparently, so she's no longer a redhead. You're always a redhead. Ugh. How many folks you got watching? What does the StreamYard counter say?
6.
6. Folks, if you're there in the chat, say hello so we know you're here.
Yeah, drop us a comment and it helps apparently to get chat comments going with, draws viewers or something. Of course,
Apparently,
probably
yeah.
not.
You get pushed to the top of the live recommendations if you have lots of engagement, right? So, speaking of which, proof that olives are evil. You don't like olives, Costin? I like olives personally.
I love olives.
Yeah. Do you like them on a pizza? Do you eat them on a pizza?
I prefer green olives on a pizza.
Yeah. See, I find that green olives can sometimes dominate a pizza and they can sort of overpower the taste. But the problem is when you get black olives from a pizza place, they're using those Unico canned black olives, and they taste like I don't know, pencil erasers have been soaked in fucking dirty water forever. They're just salty, and they don't taste great. Uh, I like Kalamata olives. Melina likes Kalamata olives, so if there's an option to get Kalamata olives on a pizza, she'll get those. But yeah, I remember back in the day when I worked at a gas station. Oh, I'm getting out of focus there because I've been moving my head around too much. I worked at a gas station when I was growing up, and I prefer the old 5 minutes around. Go tandem and stay on ramp point. Good call. Uh, I was working at a
Oh
gas
my
station.
God. Hold on.
BC man.
Canada Man sidekick.
Oh, there you go. Hey,
The
BC man,
first,
how do you feel about wearing a tight-fitting costume and a brightly colored tight-fitting costume? Because Canada Man needs hero support. I won't say sidekick because it's kind of insulting. So,
hero
yeah,
sport. No, you build an army.
that's right.
Can you imagine Canada Man leading like 13 troops?
Yeah. Well,
That would
apparently, I've been asking on the Balahac community page how many Canadians are going to be showing up to the Rev event, and apparently there's at least 3 or 4 that are going to be there. So when I get there, I'm dressed as Canada Man. I'm going to be calling them all out and say, hey, we should go together as a crew, as a Canadian crew, and just like wander the wasteland as Canadian crew. See if they'll do that. I don't know. They might have their own plans. I have no idea.
I don't know, man. Like I've been outside the country and run into Canadians, and I've never felt more Canadian than being somewhere that isn't Canada and running into Canadians. I don't
Yeah,
know why.
it's so true, right? Speaking of which, you want to share? Can I share the Canada Man information?
Of course.
Okay,
Yeah.
so for BC Man, if you haven't been here before and you don't know about Canada Man, so Canada Man's a character I created, and I've worn the costume a number of occasions. Uh, most recently at a airsoft field in Virginia called Balahac Airsoft, and I go there as Canada Man for the Revelations event, and that's coming up. I'll be going in December, but Swamp Sniper, who's this big YouTuber in the airsoft community, released footage from last year's Revelations event that I was at as Canada Man, and I happened to make it into his video. So I want to share that with you folks so you can see what's going on. This is the second part of it. So let me present.
And it's great. Like, and you're not just in it as like, haha, look at this silly Canadian. He puts you
No,
in it.
no, I have a full on conversation with the dude. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, here we go.
All right, here we go. This is just one of the scenes. I'm in it twice, but I'll just share this one.
Yeah, can you go over there? I gotta shoot someone with this AK. Guys, nobody shoot me. He asked me to
Can you
shoot
hear
him.
it? Hold on.
Oh yeah, we've got one.
Can you hear it?
Oh yeah.
Sorry to interrupt you.
Yes,
Would you be so kind as to sign my sidearm?
absolutely.
Thank you. Just on the slide would be great.
Tell you what, things are a little bit better when Canada Man's around.
Well, that's nice of you to say. You're a hero, a true hero, sir.
Things are a little bit better when Canada Man's around. Like that's got to be the Canada Man tagline now.
Absolutely.
And just like and little bits. What Swamp Sniper? Live. Oh shit! Show up. Canada Man disguises himself as Irving Twin.
I've worked on the costume. The costume looks different now, and it'll look completely different when I go to Rev. Because the problem is that it's supposed to be set in a post-apocalypse, similar to Fallout, right? So it doesn't make sense for a guy in bright red and white tights to be running around in the post-apocalypse. So I've made some modifications to make it fit the setting a little bit more. I've got myself a WW2 helmet that I've painted black, and I'm going to put a white maple leaf on it. I got some shin pads that I'm going to make out of old Ontario license plates. I figure I might put it like a piece of gauze around my leg, like I've taken some battle damage to my leg with a little bit of blood splatter on it. And that way, you'll just, I'll look a little bit more environment,
Nice.
You should come as Leafy Lad.
Well, no, I mean, like, if we've got an in with a BC man,
Yeah.
we should
BC
do
Man.
this provinces and territories thing.
BC Man, you ever played Airsoft?
I think he meant it when he said, I prefer the old 5-minute rants, and left.
Yeah, rant point. Okay, 5-minute rant. Let me see if I can find something to rant about. I got nothing.
No, I mean, like, I used to put together videos, like,
yeah, you
that I'd
did.
be, and like, I wouldn't properly have a script. I would just be thinking about the things I wanted to say
Yeah.
all day at work. And by the time I would get home, I'd be so like revved up that I'd pour a drink, fire up the camera, and just start yelling, and it would all just come out. That a lot of times it didn't take too many cuts, like too many.
Well, no, but
like,
you put the time in where you would edit out the pauses and the flubs and that sort of stuff. I don't do that. When I record a video, it's me in my car going to the park with the dogs, and I've got something I want to say about something. And lately they've been kind of lackluster. I'm not going to lie.
No, you do stream of consciousness. I do a little more. Yeah, what's the word? Prep and edit.
Yeah.
And yeah, and I get
You
drunker and
really
drunker.
need to start going back to doing that. I don't think you've uploaded a video in what, 6 months?
Oh God, no! It's got to be longer than that. Year or more.
Take a look. Go to your channel.
Yeah, 1.5 years, 2 years.
Let's take a look at your channel.
But yeah, like, I mean, part of it is the way YouTube has been handling us, and people like us, in particular the smaller channels. Like, some channels are so big, it's too late. You can't really do anything without it obviously being fuckery.
Right.
But at first, like, I was getting pretty steady growth.
Yeah.
And then I thought, hey, I'm actually getting better at putting together and editing videos. And then the fucking adpocalypse.
Yeah.
And now every time I upload a video, I'm losing subscribers.
Yeah, I find that too. I was at 404, went up to 405, then I'm back down to 403 now. Like, whatever. Last video you uploaded has 99 views. That was 7 months ago.
7 months, really?
Yeah, cishet scum in the People's Republic of Canada, 320.101. I don't know. It probably has to do with some law.
That's the criminal code. Yeah, that's the criminal code section. Yeah, where basically
that's right. Where you if you try and convince a kid who expresses gender non-binary or gender dysphoria or whatever that they're mistaken, that's considered a hate crime.
Well, it's what's the word there? Conversion therapy.
Conversion. It's if you try and say no, you're not a girl, you're born a boy and you're a boy, that's considered conversion therapy.
But conversion therapy is like, basically they defined conversion therapy as only 2 hetero or 2 cis. Yeah. Like, it's very distinctly written in there,
right,
that this is the definition of conversion therapy.
Trying to convince somebody that they're heterosexual, or trying to convince somebody that they are cisgender.
Right, but it basically completely precludes the idea that trying to convince somebody that they are homosexual or that they are transgender or non-binary is not conversion
therapy. No, that's not brainwashing or grooming or cult indoctrination. Yeah. It's weird, eh? It's really it's strange to be alive in a society whereby cult indoctrination in a specific direction is the norm, and anybody who speaks out against it is somehow full of hate.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, imagine if Scientology took over and was the religion, like was the dominant religion on the planet, and anybody who spoke out against Scientology was considered hateful and anti-Scientology and anti-science, anti-science, and it was the whole bit. That's the kind of world that we're living in right now. The entire planet, not the entire planet, a good chunk of Western society are Scientologists that believe the most absurd shit. Not even like mainstream Scientologists, but like fringe Scientologists who think that men can become women and women can become men, and chopping the genitals off of prepubescent girls and boys is a good way to help them be happy, productive members of society. That's the fringe Scientology wing, and they've taken over. They've become the dominant religion in Western civilization, and it's fucking retarded.
And now I remember that video. I was actually quite late. If I put that out 7 months ago, it had actually happened almost a year before.
Oh, really? Okay.
All was passed, yeah. But it was passed quietly during like COVID times and shit. But it received unanimous assent from the House. Right? Liberal, NDP, conservative, bloc. Everybody. Right? Not one dissenting vote.
You want to hear my theory?
Hit me.
All right. So you and I know about the global agenda to basically destroy Western civilization, make everybody dependent on global elites for everything that they have, food, shelter, the whole bit, the whole meme about you'll live in a pod, you'll eat the bugs, and you'll like it kind of thing. You'll have no privacy and you'll like it. I think that all of the division that we see with regards to politics, with regards to race, with regards to gender, so the battle of the sexes, that kind of thing, and now this whole gender dysphoria thing, I have a feeling that what's going on is not only they're going to break down Western civilization on an economic front, they want to destroy us morally, and they want us at each other's throats so that they don't have to do much to kill us all. We'll kill each other, right? We'll destroy one another. And so only the people who either avoided trouble or came out on top will be the ones that the elites have to worry about. And they'll be easy to manipulate and put in the pod because they've gone through such strife and turmoil that they'll be too tired to fight anymore. That's my thought. That it's not just the whole gender dysphoria thing, the whole culture war with regards to that. It's all just a matter of trying to destroy Western civilization, destroy the culture. It's the same thing with the DEI stuff in film and movies and stuff like that. Like Walt Disney Company should be looking at what's going on with their films and such, and simply say, look, this is bad for business. We need to stop this shit because it's not making us any money. And what they're doing instead is they're going to double down on it. They're going to say, nope, we need to keep doing it. Why? Because the people who run the show at Disney, they're part of the elite cabal, and they want people to be infuriated by media. They want people to become hateful towards certain ideas and to push back and get angry and post content that is caustic and angry and vitriolic about what's happening to the culture. They want that culture war to happen. They want our culture to be destroyed, and they want us to destroy each other over it. So that when the end finally comes and they have to pick up the pieces, they have less to deal with. They have less of us to deal with. Thoughts? Fewer of us to do. You know what I mean. Yeah, correct my fucking grammar, you cocksucker.
You're welcome.
Thank you. So they have fewer of us to deal with. What do you think? Do you think I'm I'm in the neighborhood?
Yeah, like for like if that's a happy side effect that works out for them, then yeah, that'll be one more thing that works in their favor, right? Like because it's all part of the what's it called? A narco tyranny,
Yeah.
right? You you know see chaos happening in the streets, and police go out there, and then you're standing there going, "Hey, this chaos is ridiculous," and the police grab you and drag you away, and you're like, "I didn't do anything wrong. Why aren't you arresting them?" Well, because there's too many, and we can't stop them, right? So they let the criminals run wild.
Yeah.
They arrest the good people that might say something or do something, and
Yep.
then nobody trusts anybody else,
Right.
right?
Yeah. It's why that the people fight over inane garbage like, is the latest Marvel movie good or not?
Mm.
Like I don't even want to get in an argument over it. The wife will say, "Hey, do you want to watch the new Loki series?" I'm like, "Nah, I really got no interest in it." Really, I thought you liked Loki. And I'm like, "No, I have no interest in that stuff anymore." It just the entire genre, the entire intellectual property has been destroyed, and I have no interest in
Yeah.
watching any of it. So we'll see. The fact that Kevin Feige, the guy who's in charge of the MCU, is like, nope, we need to continue making all of the Marvel universe focused on female characters that nobody knows about or cares about. That's important.
Make her a woman and make her gay.
Make it a woman, make it gay. Put a chick in it, make it gay. Oh, and make sure it's lame too. Did you watch the Panderverse?
No, but I've
You gotta
seen
watch
enough
it, man. It's fucking hilarious.
little clips and previews that it's like
Put a chick in it, make it gay.
I can extrapolate the rest of it.
Yeah. Put a chick in it, make her gay. Here's your fettuccine alfredo, Miss Turner or Miss Kennedy. I believe I asked for you to put a chick in it and make it gay. Yes, the chef wasn't really sure how to do that. Put a chick in it and make her gay. Oh, and could you please make sure it's lame? Yes, right away, Miss Kennedy.
Fuck.
Some funny shit.
Yeah, well, what's the other thing there, right? That like BlackRock just any money that these companies loses, BlackRock has so much money that they just prop them up again.
Yeah.
Right, but they only get that propped up money from BlackRock. If
they follow the DEI.
Yeah.
That was a Razor Fist rant when he was talking about how people say, "Oh, get woke, go broke." No, it's get broke. No, go broke, get woke, and then go broke again. Get paid and then go broke. Yeah, so that's basically so companies are floundering for one reason or another. They're like, we need an influx of cash. BlackRock says, yeah, we got you. We can cover you. We can bail you out. No problem. Yeah, but we don't want you guys to own us. Oh, no, you won't own it. We won't own you. You just have to follow this specific agenda in order to keep receiving funding for us. And the agenda is promote diversity, promote environmentalism, promote inclusion, all that sort of crap. And we don't care how bad your movies are because of it. It doesn't matter if you're not profitable. The money will keep coming as long as you keep making this shit. Which leads one to believe that it's a very cynical approach to media and culture. That BlackRock is invested in destroying the culture. Because they want to destroy the masses. And they want the masses to destroy one another over stupid shit. And that's what we'll do, right? We'll start becoming more, like you said, distrustful. We won't want to hang out with people who disagree with us. The whole bit. Because, oh, you like that movie? Fuck, I don't know if I can be your friend anymore. That's what it's going to come down to. How could you watch that movie? That movie was garbage. Oh, fuck, whatever, It's interesting how when you normally you would have conversations with people about, hey, have you seen this movie yet? No, is it any good? Yeah, I loved it. oh, maybe I'll go check it out. Now you can't do that. You have to take into consideration the person who told you they loved it. What is their political camp?
Yeah.
Where
What
do
are
they
the
belong in the
political
political spectrum? Well, wait a
like,
second. You're a feminist and a vegetarian and a liberal, and you really liked it. I'm gonna hate it.
the worst part is, based on those assessments, you'd probably be correct.
Yeah, yeah. So the 2016 Ghostbusters movie with the chicks.
Yeah.
So my feminist vegetarian friend, she loved it. It was amazing. It was great. She loved it. It was so funny. I'm like, I've got no desire to see that. Oh my god, it was so funny. You know what? I'll take your word for it. I have no desire to see it.
Well, like, one of the things is like the foursome groups, right? Like the original Ghostbusters,
Yeah.
the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
They work because you have a variety of characters with
Right.
a variety of personalities, and
Right.
the dynamic of the interactions between them all is what makes it fun.
Right.
Not necessarily funny, but it can be funny. But that's what makes it fun, is watching these two very different people on screen interact in their very specific ways,
Right.
right? Like, look at the original Ghostbusters. You've got like the cynic. You've got the wide-eyed, childlike wonder. You've got the absolute nerd and the realist.
Yeah.
In the Chickbusters, you have the goofy one, the goofy one, the goofy one, and the goofy one.
And the black
There's no the black goofy one.
That's
There's
right.
no way to distinguish them and create a proper dynamic, right?
No.
Right? When Dan Aykroyd is being childlike wonder and oh my god, the science and the things we're gonna accomplish. And Venkman, oh really, with that I can't stand your fucking enthusiasm.
Right.
You get at least some kind of play with personalities.
Exactly.
And that's what they don't understand when they make these stupid fucking movies. Right? Like, I imagine the Marvels is three badass women who are women and also badass and nothing else. No
That's right.
other. One of them's gay.
One of them gay?
Yeah,
I don't know.
isn't one of them gay?
Maybe one of them's
I
gay.
don't
I have
know.
no idea. The point is
no,
that
the child of lesbian parents.
that's right. No, it's America Chavez. That's from Multiverse of Madness. She's got lesbian mom and dad, mom and mom.
Isn't she one of the Marvels?
No,
Whatever?
no,
Like,
no. But you can understand why you might think that, because they're both generic teenager superheroes who have more power than they necessarily deserve. It didn't come to those powers by any struggle or what have you. This is the problem, right, with female characters in the Marvels in particular. Not a single one of them struggled to achieve their power or to become the heroes that they are. Not one of them. They were just, they had them and they immediately were amazing with them. They didn't have to learn how to use them. With the exception, I will say this: Ms. Marvel was a TV series on Disney Plus. Hers was actually a pretty enjoyable series because she did do something approaching the hero's journey where she was learning to use her powers, learning to become confident with them and that sort of thing. But at the end of the day, what it ended up being was like a teenage coming of age story about a girl from Pakistan living in Toronto. That's it. So, yeah. In any event, I have no desire to see the Marvels. It looks like shit. It sounds like, based on the synopses I've heard and the reviews I've heard, it sounds like shit. There's a reason why it only made $47 million on the opening weekend.
Yeah.
$47 million. That's fucking terrible. That's terrible.
Well, I mean, there's the other thing that, like, look, I was there for Iron Man.
Yeah.
I saw that in the theater.
Yeah, me too. I saw it like 4 times in the theater. I liked it so much.
Like, I still watch it. It's on my list for movies that I watch annually or like every other year.
For me, that's Captain America: First Avenger. I've probably watched that a couple times a year.
Cool.
Yeah.
but then you're like, I'm just not interested. I'm over it now because it's not what it used to be. They're not. When they made Iron Man, they were like, we have one shot at this. We have to make the best fucking comic book movie we could ever hope to achieve making, because it may not work, it may not be received well, and that may be the end of it. And now they're just pumping it out for money, and it's
Well, no,
I mean,
they're not pumping it out for money, because if they were pumping it out for money, they'd be putting out stuff that makes money. They're pumping it out because there's an agenda behind what they're doing, and they've been instructed by BlackRock and the others, hey, destroy this intellectual property with as many movies as it takes and make people angry about it so that they fight online. And while they're fighting online, they're distracted and they don't pay attention to the shit that's actually going on.
Yeah, they don't realize that the fucking pro-conversion therapy bill for children got passed with unanimous assent in the Canadian Parliament, right?
Exactly. Why? Because people were fighting over whether or not, Multiverse of Madness was good. They're fighting why, Multiverse of Madness is another one that pissed me off to no end. I'm like, I'm pissed because this isn't a Doctor Strange movie. This is an American Chavez movie. You did a bait and switch. You made the hero America Chavez. Doctor Strange may as well not have been in it. All he was doing there was basically giving her an opportunity to shine. What's more, you took a character who was a hero, who became a villain, and you thought had some sort of redemption at the end of her own series, talking about Scarlet Witch, when in reality she didn't really have redemption. She didn't really learn from her lesson, and she ended up being the villain again. Like, why? And then they tried to give her a redemption arc again at the very end. No, let villains be fucking villains. That's the same thing with Love and Thunder. Thor: Love and Thunder, did you see it?
I know I saw it, and I have absolutely no recollection of any of the events in it. Like,
well, at the very end,
that's how much like it struck me. Is I know I saw it, and I can't remember a goddamn thing about it.
Well, I'll refresh your memory. At the very end, you've got the God Slayer, whatever his fucking name is. Christian Bale played him. He goes to eternity to make the wish, and the wish, everybody thinks he's going to wish to kill all the gods, right? But in reality, he wishes for his daughter to live again, right? So he spends the entire movie being this horrible fucking person who kidnaps children, Asgardian children, slays a bunch of gods who have nothing to do with his anger at his mistreatment from eons ago. And then at the very end, they take him out and they make him an empathetic character. Not only that, they made the Thor movie about Jane Foster, the least likable character in the Thor franchise. I get it, she's there as a love interest, but by the second movie, it was clear that, okay, they don't have anything to do with her. They don't know what to do with her, so she's just gonna be along for the ride. And so by Love and Thunder, they're like, oh, okay, well, let's give her fucking Thor's powers because she's dying of cancer. It's fucking gay. It's gay and retarded.
Make her a woman and make her gay.
Make Thor a woman, make her gay. Oh, and make it lame while you're at it, please. Make Thor a chick, make her gay.
Anyway. Yeah, who was I was watching someone who was pointing out that the strangeness of the Marvel movies is like these sudden redemptions out of nowhere.
Yeah.
They're actually redeeming people who have really crossed serious lines that should not be redeemable.
Right.
Right? And it's like, hold on, wait, what? Like, what? So it's like, I knew there was something weird about it. Like, oh, okay. Yeah. But
in WandaVision, Scarlet Witch is probably the most evil people you could think of. She takes over an entire town and mentally enslaves everybody for months on end.
Yeah.
And she has no fucking qualms about it. And at the very end, Monica Rambeau tries to talk her down and say, hey, nobody knows what you lost. She didn't lose a goddamn thing. She can
It
alter
wasn't her.
reality with her mind. She can alter
Yeah.
reality just by flicking her fingers. She didn't lose a fucking thing. Well, her children, her imaginary friend children that she created of whole cloth, they weren't fucking real. It doesn't matter how real they were to you. They weren't real. They weren't actual beings with souls. They were a part of your consciousness. But these people who had souls and lives, you fucking enslaved them mentally for months on end. And who knows what kind of mental anguish they're going to fucking have to live with now because of your fucking hubris and your own selfish, narcissistic attempt to, realize a happy life. All because your robot boyfriend got fucking killed by a galaxy conquering piece of shit called Thanos.
Multiverse of Madness. The one thing that I saw in it that I thought, this is why this movie exists. They're not fucking doing. They brought fucking X-Men and Fantastic Four into it.
Yeah. The Illuminati, yeah. Yeah,
there you go. They broke the fucking boundaries.
Yep.
All of these companies can work together now and put together fucking proper, not just like an X-Men universe, Spider-Man universe, Avengers universe.
Right.
They can put it all together and do a proper Marvel universe. And they're going to reboot everything. And now, no, they're pushing the garbage from the tail end of it, from phase, what is this, 5 now? Phase 6?
Yeah, I think it's phase 5.
Instead of like, you broke the universe, you shattered those boundaries, you can reboot the whole thing. And they don't.
Yeah, it's kind of dumb. Apparently, in the Marvels, there's a cameo starring some X-Men. So X-Men break into this as well. The villain apparently has the ability to break holes between dimensions, realities, whatever. And in one of them, it's like an X-Men reality. I hear also that Pedro Pascal is now going to be Reed Richards, which makes no fucking sense. Why wouldn't you use John Krasinski?
Because oddly, he was fucking awesome.
He was awesome or awful?
Awesome.
I know, he was perfect for it. I believe he was Reed Richards. Yeah. I believe the dude was Reed Richards. I was like, oh, that fucking sounds like Reed Richards. Looks like Reed. He talks. He has the same sort of, steady tone as Reed Richards. He seems confident and intelligent like Reed Richards. Like, this is the perfect casting.
Muscular but a little gangly like Reed Richards.
Yeah. He had the beard from like the 1990s when Reed Richards was sporting that scruff. I'm like, yeah, fucking do it, man.
And they brought Patrick Stewart in.
I know, as Professor X, and they had Peggy Carter back as Captain Britain.
Captain Britain, yeah.
Captain United Kingdom or whatever.
Lieutenant England.
Yep. Yeah, one of the things I didn't mind, like the What If series, the animated series that they had going. Mm-hmm. There's a series 2 coming up, but I have no interest in it now. Series 1 was pretty good. It was because What If's always been a kind of interesting take. Hey, what if the Beast kept mutating, or what if Hulk was purple instead of green? All this stupid shit, right? Then they did a trailer for the new stuff. I'm like, I got no fucking interest in this. This looks stupid.
No, if you want good superhero movies and arcs, go find the DC cartoons.
Oh yeah, hell yeah!
Up and watch them. They're phenomenal.
Oh, they're so good. They're so good. And it's funny when you look at the DC cinematic universe or DC entertainment universe versus the DC animated universe. The stories, the fucking shows, they're 10 times better than the DC universe, DC entertainment universe. And I think, the argument is, well, they have to make the movies palatable to a broader audience than just DC fans. No, you fucking don't. There's a reason why these movies do well. Iron Man played service to the fans of comic books. They didn't give and it worked. It was enough that it was so good. It was good enough that, regular mainstream audiences who don't read comic books and don't care about cartoons, shit like that, they loved it too, which is why the DC or the Marvel cinematic universe took off and did what it did, because you made the movie for the people who would appreciate the character, and
Yeah.
that appreciation
And like
was,
you'll never convince
was more easily accessed by non-appreciators simply by the medium. Did I lose you?
And like, no, I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm back, I think.
Yeah, you're here. You were just frozen for a minute.
Yeah. What you what's it called? Like even the people who love comic books and grew up aren't going to buy comic books weekly.
No.
Right? And you'll never convince normies who don't read comic books to pick up a comic book because this arc was fantastic. It's actually like a beautiful fucking story that should be read by everybody.
Right.
But you can convince them to go to a fucking movie theater for no good reason once a year.
Yep.
Right? Sure, yeah, I'll go see this new action flick. Why not? It's got what's his name and who's her face. I like them. Sure. And you'll drag them into a comic book world. Right? I literally couldn't remember his name, but I realized it doesn't matter. It's just, oh, I know that actor's face, so I'll go see this movie. Looks like fun.
I'm terrible with actors' names. Like I'm like, oh, that guy looks familiar. Who is that? That's so and so. I'm like, oh, cool, okay, yeah. And then I'll forget. I'll see that guy again. Hey, he was in that thing. Yeah, that's so and so. Oh, right, that's his name. I never remember their names. I remember back in the day. Remember the original Blade movie?
Yeah.
With Wesley Snipes. I can't remember what year it was.
Yeah.
But I remember before it was made, right? I was talking to my buddy who'd moved out to California, and he was working in the film industry. He was working as like in production, basically. He was like a lot of like running around grabbing shit, and almost like a gopher, but I think he had a little bit more of a role than that. But anyway, he was talking to me. Yeah, we're working on this movie with Wesley Snipes called Blade, and I'm like, oh, cool, that's a Marvel movie. He's like, no, I don't think so. It's like a horror movie. I'm like, no, Blade's a Marvel character. He's a Marvel comic book character. He's like, really? I'm like, yeah. But nobody knew he was a Marvel comic book character back then. Like, yeah, he fucking ran around with Doctor Strange all the time, hunting fucking vampires. Really? Yeah. Cool. I'm like, you're working on this movie and I know more about it than you do. Fuck's sakes.
Blade is so good. And literally for one reason. I love fantastic lines in movies.
Yeah. It had some great lines.
Especially when they come out of nowhere, have absolutely nothing to do with the film or the character, and yet somehow they're delivered perfectly and make all the sense in the world at that moment.
Yep.
Where Blade just looks at this guy who's become some sort of like vampire blood god, and he says, some motherfuckers are always trying to ice skate uphill.
That's a great line.
But it's a fantastic line.
It's a great line. Some motherfuckers are always trying to ice skate uphill. Yep. No, Wesley Snipes, I feel so bad for that guy, his career being destroyed the way it was. For what? For tax evasion? Because his accountant didn't disclose some shit? That's fucking bullshit, man. What a bullshit fucking move on the guy. But apparently the new Blade, there was rumors talking about it was going to be, first it was going to be a female Blade. It wasn't going to be Blade. And then he was going to be gay. Because why not make him fucking gay?
While you're at it, make it lame.
Make it lame, too. Put a chick in it, make it gay! Yep. Oh, we're talking about movies an awful lot tonight.
Yeah.
I watched one recently.
Well, I'm mad at them.
Sorry?
I'm mad at them.
Me too.
That movie
I don't like movies anymore. I watched a movie today with Al Pacino called Insomnia. Have you ever seen it?
You watched a movie with Robin Williams today called Insomnia.
Yes, Robin Williams was in it as well. That's right.
Yes. That is a fantastic fucking movie.
Hilary Swank was in it too. Yeah, it was a good movie. I was quite impressed. But you know, when you say you watched a Robin Williams movie today, I'm like, you know what? You're right. He was He was actually the better performer in that movie than Pacino. Pacino's a fucking hack at this point. He's been doing this shit so long, and he has no fucking range. He plays Pacino.
Yeah,
He plays grumpy old man. He plays scent of a woman Pacino. That's what he does now.
But I've noticed this when there are comedians that try to make the cross over into dramatic acting.
Yeah,
they tend to do really fucking well.
Michael Keaton,
Bob
Odenkirk, yeah. Like these guys have done great.
Yeah, right. Even if they're not like what you would call like the A-lister superstars or whatever.
No,
when you see them on screen, they're playing their character. They're playing that character.
Yep.
Because they're always doing that. Right? They go on stage live and play a character to a live audience, having the opportunity to do takes, even if it's not a character they've been practicing, they're going to get good at it. Really good at it.
Yeah. No, I was really impressed by Michael Keaton. Was like when I heard, "Hey, Pox, welcome, late and gay." I remember when Michael Keaton was cast to do Batman. I'm like, what? Batman? He's fucking Mr. Mom. He's fucking Beetlejuice. How are you going to make him Batman? And then I remember, wait a second. No, he did Clean and Sober. He did a couple of other movies before Batman where he was like playing a dramatic role. Okay, yeah, maybe he'll do it. The big thing about Batman being cast as Batman back in 1989 was I'm like, he doesn't have the chin. He needs the fucking chin that Batman has. He's got this round, fat fucking man chin. He doesn't have the fucking iron, like, chiseled chin that Batman needs. So, anyway, it is what it is. Welcome, Pox. Good to see you, buddy.
But,
yeah. Other comedic actors that have made the transition to dramatic and done really well with it. I'd go... well, I mean, you could say Tom Hanks, but I don't think he's a great actor as much people think he's a great actor. I think he's a pedophile, quite frankly. But
as much as in the cabal or allegedly in this weird fucking cabal, Castaway is a really good film, and he did a really great job.
Castaway is a good film for what it is, but Castaway is a good film. Like the great performance there is the setting. He's isolated. He's just playing in an isolated place. He's a single guy, like a one man show, isolated on a desert island.
Yeah, that's hard. That's really hard to do when you've got no one to play off of except the fucking volleyball. That's a lot of fucking skill, man.
I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. I find it impressive.
Anybody else? Bob Odenkirk, as I said. Did you ever watch Mr. Show from back in the day? Mr. Show?
No.
It was like a skit thing that Bob Odenkirk and David Cross used to do.
No.
Anyway,
maybe I'll look into it. I have one, and a lot of people disagree with me on this because maybe they didn't like the movie that this was. Jim Carrey.
Oh, okay.
Eternal Sunshine.
I haven't seen Eternal Sunshine, Spotless Mind. I have to watch it. I keep hearing how great it is, and I haven't watched it.
I really, really liked it. It's really horribly sad and also somehow hopeful and uplifting. And yeah, I've seen it a number of times. It's not on my list to watch annually because it's too, like, I don't know. It's a little bit gay, but it's definitely worth watching. It should be on your list of movies to watch.
I should give it a watch.
But some people just absolutely hate it.
I've not seen it. I know what it's about. I know roughly what it's about. I was really impressed by The Truman Show. Did you ever see? You've seen The Truman Show, I'm guessing.
Yes.
And people are like, "Oh, that's such a funny movie." I'm like, "It's not a funny movie. It's kind of a fucking tragic movie when you think about it."
Yeah.
Like at the very end when he finally gets away and he has a sailboat, right? And it's like sailing towards the wall, and you don't see it's a wall until it hits, and then it goes into the wall. I'm watching that in the theater, and I'm like, "Oh fuck!" Like, and it clicked in me. I'm like, "My God, his universe just literally collapsed around him." And a woman who's in the theater at the same time when it happened she just fucking laughs out loud like it's the funniest thing. I'm like, that's not fucking funny. I mean, it is funny, I guess, in the absurd sense of it is, but in reality, you've watched this character try and fight to break free from this prison, and now he's finally come to the conclusion that this is fake, this is not real, and I'm getting out of this prison, and like to
Yeah,
watch his entire world just become shattered because the the prow of his boat fucking breaks into the wall, like. Anyway.
it's almost like a metaphor for what's happening with some people now, right?
Yeah.
Realizing that, hey, guess what? Your government is corrupt, and they're in the pockets of big pharmaceutical companies that don't have health as their big interest,
No.
right? That the world is run by some sort of cabal of cannibalistic pedophiles, and holy shit, what the fuck? Yeah, that you punched a hole in the wall of what you thought was the world, and it's like,
Yeah. Yep. It's all fucked up. It's all fucked up. And not only that, they want us killing each other over whether or not the latest MCU movie is good.
Well, here's something funny. The lady in the audience who laughed at that,
Yeah.
if she found herself on a boat sailing out there and hit the wall and punched a hole in it, she wouldn't take the stairs and go out the door. She'd turn the boat around and go back.
Yeah. She'd go back to what was comfortable. Yeah. She begged for them to put her back in the Matrix.
Yeah.
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 Think we're living in a simulation?
It's like a 1/3 chance that we are.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit more. I think there's probably an 80% chance that we're in a simulation.
I mean, there's 3 possible outcomes and not a lot of good ways to determine whether or not any one of them is true, unless one of them becomes true in the future.
Okay.
And then it will solidify that, yes, we absolutely are in a simulation.
I think it's that I think there's a better than average chance that we're in a simulation, better than 50% chance that we're in a simulation. I just think I don't know, even if I knew that we were in a simulation, I don't know what end having that knowledge would be of value to me, because I don't think there's a way for us to escape the simulation. So whether this is reality or a simulation, it's 6 of one, half dozen the other. We function in it as though it's reality, whether it's a simulation or not. So behave as though it's reality, in the same way that you behave like a Christian, whether you're a Christian or not. You may as well be a Christian because you're behaving like one.
I keep telling you that, but you don't listen. Okay, but hold on. Like simulation, like the Matrix, where
we're just
your body is like you're a physical body,
yeah,
right, in a real world, plugged into a machine, and your brain is experiencing simulation while your body sits there, or you're literally just ones and zeros in the computer, like the Sims in the game The Sims or Sim City.
I think. Well, I don't know if.
Or
okay, sorry. Go ahead.
Are you talking about a holographic universe?
Holographic universe?
Yeah.
Meaning, I am my sensory inputs are being confused by imagery that's not real. Is that what you mean?
No, the whole of the universe is holographic, but in nature.
Oh,
so
okay.
whether or not it's real is a weird, because all things are holograms.
I have a feeling.
Yeah, like okay.
So what do I think? Which of those 3 do I think it is? Is that what you're saying?
Let's leave the third one aside, because clearly that's not the one you think. Yeah, is it you're actually a physical body, like a brain in a vat, or there's no brain, just someone turned on a computer and ran a simulation of Earth?
I think it's probably the first, but I don't know that my body's even alive anymore. I have a feeling that if I was attached to a physical being at one point, at some point, if they can copy your brain perfectly and insert it into a digital landscape, so to speak, then what would be the purpose of keeping the body around?
The battery thing, probably, but
but that doesn't make a lot of sense, though, because you can't get like, so you feed humans this sludge to keep them alive, and you pacify their brain with an illusion to keep them keeping on, and you just the amount of energy it would take to keep us alive would be less than you would get out from us in terms of power in form of heat. So it doesn't make a lot of sense to go that route.
Hmm.
There have to be another reason for why we be in a simulation. The only thing I could think is that someone way back in our ancestors said, "Hey, the universe is our planet's going to die. Whatever planet we're from, it's going to die, and the only way to save the race is to upload their consciousness into a system, and then everybody can keep living on, and we can even make it in such a way so that the system can create new genetic variants by coupling the simulation, the participants in the simulation, and then it can encode genes into a new simulacrum. Thank you. In the so maybe my parents were part of some biological entity. Maybe their parents were, but everybody after a certain point is just a simulated clone or copy or life form based on the genetic signatures of the previous biological participants in the simulation. Does that make sense?
So it used to be one, but now it's two.
Right. That's my
Okay.
thought.
Yeah, well, at that point, you're right. The knowledge of it wouldn't mean anything because there's nowhere to escape. You don't exist outside of this,
Right.
right? Even if the existence is fake.
But I mean,
Believing that
I could exist outside the simulation. I think there'd be an opportunity for something like me to exist outside the simulation if the technology exists to create an actual, like a full-fledged, autonomous, intelligent being, a simulated intelligent being like myself in a simulation, to the point where I have a distinct consciousness, which the believers of the world would call a soul. And that consciousness can be put into a like a computer, a database, or whatever, a game. Why couldn't it be put into a physical body? And that physical body can go and interact with a real world outside of the simulation.
Well, if that were the case, it probably could, but technically you'd still be the ones and zeros trapped inside a different computer.
Right. But that different computer would be like mobile, could interact with the physical real world.
Yeah, but why would what I imagine are captors in this scenario give us bodies if they took our bodies and eliminated the body?
Well, if we're going from my perspective from before, where it was our ancestors who did it to save us. Maybe they put us on a generation, like on a starship that was completely automated, and that starship didn't have faster than light, so they sent it off towards a star system where they knew there was likelihood of a Class M planet, and then we would all basically be residing in this ship on this simulation, and then once we reached this new destination where we could go and live normal lives, go and survive beyond the simulation, then the system would construct for us bodies and upload our consciousness into those bodies so we could go and explore in this new world where we could actually live physical lives.
Yeah, but you're still talking about some sort of weird artificial immortality.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, immortality. I mean, maybe the bodies that they're going to upload the consciousness into are actual biological bodies that have been grown in a vat using genetic sequencing. And so when the consciousness gets put into it, it's like a clone of the genetic model that the simulation created to represent me. It's a clone of that simulation model, but it's now a physical blood and guts clone. and my consciousness is uploaded to it, and I step off the ship onto this new planet, and everything's revealed. Hey, just so you know, your entire life has been a simulation. It was something to keep you pacified while you traveled, the light years to Proxima Centauri, and we're able to get off and go and live a life on this planet now.
I'm having a knee-jerk reaction that there's something inherently wrong with this, like the way Bones won't take the fucking transporter.
Yeah.
Right, because you're not being transported, you're being murdered.
Right.
And then some other thing is being recreated in your place that thinks it's you, but you're dead.
Sure, but if I'm a simulation to begin with, then what's the difference?
Because when you get uploaded into the body, you don't. You just die. Like, what's happening?
I was a simulation, so I was never alive to begin with. The body could be argued as my actual first life.
Well, it would be the first life of someone else, because you would just you here doing this now would not continue an experience out there. Some other thing would now think it remembers the events of this.
Oh, maybe, yeah.
And pretend to be you, but you just stop. Right? Like, you just wouldn't be there anymore.
But if it's a seamless experience, then what's the difference?
But it's not a seamless experience for you.
Maybe it is, though.
No, it would be a seamless experience for the next thing that exists in your place.
Sure. But if that thing truly believes it was also the simulation, then for all intents and purposes it was. Because there's no record of the simulation anymore. It's gone.
Sure, but you wouldn't be experiencing it.
What's me? What am I, though?
Yeah.
If I'm a simulation, then I'm not even real to begin with.
And you're an event that is occurring now, simulation or not. And when that simulation ends, you do.
Okay.
Right. Like, okay. Tamales are ready. Nice.
Nice. Did you have you watched Invincible yet?
The new season?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I get your point. When you think back,
hold on. No. Wait.
I was going to say, because you're right. Because when you're going back to the old season of Invincible, remember Robot when he had the Mahler twins make a new body for him?
Yeah.
And basically the consciousnesses are shifting, and he became aware that he was not this new person, but this new person was no longer that person. It was really weird, but anyway.
Yeah. Okay, here's my simpler explanation for anyone who remembers what a fucking VHS cassette is. I take this VHS cassette of the original Ghostbusters, the good one.
Yeah.
Okay. I put a blank cassette in a second VCR. Anyone remember what that is?
Yep.
I record the information from tape 1 onto tape 2, the blank tape.
Yeah.
I have 2 tapes. One is a copy of the other.
Right.
I take the original and throw it in the fireplace.
Yeah.
It melts and is gone forever.
Right.
This new tape that has all that information is not that tape.
No.
That tape is gone.
No.
And that's what would happen if your simulation was uploaded into a body. This simulation that is you would cease to exist, and that new copy would carry on.
Yeah.
But it's not you. You're the tape in the fireplace.
Sure.
Yeah. So if you're experiencing this now and not remembering it from the future,
right,
this is a bad idea. Don't do it.
Well, what I'm saying is, if this is a simulation and it's as I described, where basically the simulation gets uploaded to a physical meat, blood, and bones body, and this has all been predetermined by my ancestors because they're the ones who created the starship and wrote the code to make me as a simulation, then I have no say over it, right? It's going to happen. It's going to happen whether I want to or not. So,
and that next thing would be, propagating the human race or whatever. Right. So,
yeah,
but it's not you doing it. Yeah.
No, it's not me in a literal sense, but the uploaded simulation into the physical body wouldn't know any different. It would think that, yeah, I remember all that time on the ship where I thought I was on a planet, Earth. That was weird, man. Now I'm on this new planet. It's kind of nice, and the air smells like motor oil or whatever. So.
See, but now that we've had this conversation, that new thing would be like, damn, the first day of my existence was in this body. None of that other shit happened, and I know it because Irving was right.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, immortality is a weird thing. I had a weird thing. I was thinking, that dream you have, or that not dream, that wish you make. Like, if I could go back in time and relive this portion of my life, man, I'd do things differently.
Sure.
Well, I've been thinking about that a lot lately. Like, what if I went back to the age of 7 years old? Right. So basically, my consciousness today, right?
Yeah.
Transports back in time somehow and inhabits my 7-year-old body.
Yeah.
What kind of fucked up life I would live for what I know now, right? So I'd be paying a lot more close attention to the news, and because I'm 53 in 1977, and I'd be like paying attention to when Apple computer stock just went on the open market. Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, all right, I'm buying some of that shit. Yeah, that'd be cool. I wonder how much shit I could avoid. Some of the bad shit from my life I could have avoided. Bunch of fights with my brother. I probably could have talked him out of it. I could probably really make my brother's head explode because I could use psychology on him when I was 7.
That'd probably just piss him off more.
Well, yeah, but it would really make him doubt himself. Yeah, that'd be funny. You got any? If you could go back in time and re-inhabit your body from a past time, when would you do it? Like, how far back would you go?
Yeah, you said 7. I guess between 10 and 12, I guess.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that'd be good.
You got to be, old enough to, focus more on working out, getting a job.
Yeah.
Putting that money into the right investments, right?
Yeah.
Because at 7, there's really not much you can do. You're not going to change life outcomes from 7 years old unless you're
No. I think I'd want to go back to that age because I remember that time of my life when I was quite young. I was a very anxious little kid.
And
I'd like to go back and try and beat that anxiety out of myself. Not physically beat it, but you know what I mean? Become more confident.
Well, I mean, if you went back...
I think the fact that I'm a 53-year-old man in a 7-year-old's body would be, confident raising enough. I think it'd be weird getting used to smaller fingers, though. Because you'd be trying to hold a pencil and you realize, shit, my hands are small. And you'd be like, why can't I write cleaner? You know what I mean? My handwriting's shit. Why is my handwriting so shit? Just because your fingers are tiny and they don't have a fucking manual dexterity yet. Anyway, it's weird things I think about there, Irving.
Well, the really weird thing, and perverted, this should be an oddity. You got to be careful about when and with whom you have sex. Because high school, you're 16 again, you're dating a 16-year-old girl, you can't sleep with her. You're 53.
That's right.
Well, no, at that point, you'd be 62.
That's right.
You can't have sex with a 16-year-old girl.
No.
Something highly immoral about this, right?
Exactly. Well, you know what? That's one thing that I could probably keep going because I didn't.
Oh my God. That's why all those 26 to 30-year-old female teachers are having all this sex with all these 13 and 14-year-old boys. Because they've traveled back in time to inhabit their young bodies from the future And
Right.
now they know they can only sleep with adult women.
That's right. It wouldn't be an issue for me because I didn't lose my virginity until I was 18 anyway. So I could,
As
it's
long as
fine.
she was 18, then you should be in the clear.
She was actually older than me, but that's okay.
There you go.
Yeah. But yeah, it'd be a weird experience. I think I might get sick of it very quickly though when I have to go through the doldrum of like fucking school, because school was garbage for me. And I was like, and it wasn't because I was bad at it. I was just completely disinterested in it.
Well, look, yeah, no, here it is, right? I'd only go as far as 25. But I went back to when I was a kid. I'd hate all my friends and think they were idiots. And you wouldn't be wrong, though.
It's true. You'd probably get bored of hanging around with certain individuals. Like I remember there was a guy I used to hang out with. Fuck, Steven Edwardson, man. He was like a good friend. I used to hang out with him all the time, like in the summer, because he was just up the street. We hang out all the time. And like he was a kid. I get it. I was a kid too, but man, he was a weird kid. He was just a weird kid. And he used to like get really, really runny nose. He'd like have snot constantly dripping down his face. Like constantly. And I'm like, dude, fucking blow your nose.
Yeah. Snot-nosed children.
Oh man, he was a snotty kid. And I think his brother, he had a little brother. I think his brother was borderline retarded because he used to go out all the time with two different colored boots on all the fucking time. Yeah, I think he just didn't know. Like he was just, I don't know if he was retarded or his parents just his parents just didn't raise him. He kind of like learned everything via osmosis from his brother or some shit. His parents didn't actually teach him, but this kid was like, yeah, he was pretty fucking stupid.
Hey, but you find out that he grew up, and now he makes Marvel movies.
Oh, that can you imagine? Yeah. You ever Google people from your childhood? You ever go and look at them up on Facebook, like stalk them, try and find them and shit?
No,
I do.
like if we're not friends now, we didn't really care. So
no, I know, but the people from your past where like they had an impact on your life, maybe not for good reasons. So people either you worked with or you went to school with or whatever, but you remember your interactions with them because of how angry they might have made you or how sad they might have made you or whatever. And so you go and look them up and you're like, oh man, they turned out to be a real goober or whatever.
nah, it's never. Yeah, like.
Well, you can do that 20 years from now. You can go, hey, I wonder whatever happened to Craig Bragg. And then you can Google me and find out like I'm in prison somewhere.
Oh, shit. Was this? I stopped looking people I used to run with up. It's depressing as fuck.
Yeah, I guess it could be. There was a dude I used to work with who was he was a goober. Okay. And the friends that we have from Guelph, we all worked together and we all knew this guy. And we all remember like shaking our heads at this guy. It's like, oh my God, what a goober. Anyway, I thought I saw him at the gym like a few weeks back. And I was at the gym. I got off the treadmill. There was a guy on the treadmill in the row in front of me. I'm like, that looks like so-and-so. What if that's him? So I go and I get a water. I casually look to see if it's him. It's not him, but there's a resemblance. It's definitely not him, though. But then I started thinking about, I wonder what happened to that guy. I look him up. Younger than me. I look him up. I find out the dude's living in a nursing home out in I want to say Collingwood. He was in he's wheelchair bound. He's clearly been in some sort of accident. Ooh. And he looks like really like, and the thing is, he doesn't look a day older. He looks exactly the same, but he's clearly in a rough shape, right? And now I feel kind of bad. I'm like, fuck, I call him a goober, but he was a goober. He was a total goober, but it was sad because I'm looking at him like, and like his Facebook profile is all like, yay, go Leafs, and I love my dog, and that's primarily it, because his life is. He's in a wheelchair in a nursing home, and he's probably younger than me. He's like probably in his 40s.
I guess you have no details on the events that led up to that. Yeah.
No, I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
My guess is he was in some sort of car accident that maybe like rendered him, what do you call it, quadriplegic or paraplegic? I think he's paraplegic because he can clearly hold his dog. I've seen pictures of him holding his dog. So,
I mean,
but yeah, it was sad. It was sad. I'm like, oh man, I feel bad for the guy. I mean, on the bright side, he hasn't aged a goddamn day, but he was never much of a good looking guy anyway. But he doesn't look like he's older. It's weird. Like I knew him when he was in his 20s, and here he is in his 40s, and he looks almost exactly the same. It's weird.
well, I've been around physical and machine type job sites and seen a lot of goobers.
Yeah.
And you hear about workplace accidents can be, and it's like that guy's gonna die here.
Yeah, that's it. Like it could. He was quite the goober, so it could very well have been he did something stupid and injured himself to the point where he was going to be wheelchair bound. For all I know, he worked at a video store with me. So where he wound up after that, I have no idea. Like he might have ended up working and doing some sort of physical job. Who knows? Yeah. I made Irving in The Sims 3, and his sim looks eerily like the real thing. Oh, you're gonna have to share a picture there, Pox. Oh, Colleen messaged our group. What did she say? She said that game looks hilarious. Where are you, Miss C-Mac? Hello?
Because apparently I have a fairly simmable face.
Yeah, I'd say that.
I mean, okay, so part of the thing is a while back, I guess, was I 21? I just sort of looked at the state of my life and the direction that I was heading and was like, no. And walked away from like a whole lot of people and things.
Yeah.
And that was by choice, right? So the people and things from whom and which I walked, I'm not interested. Like came to a point where I don't care about you now. So why now later when I've been better off would I go back and just like I'm just not interested in finding out.
Yeah.
To me it's the same. To me it's the same. It's the equivalent of looking up strangers.
I see. I hear you. But there's people, like I said, look, so this guy I knew at the video store, and then where I worked at the comic book store, I didn't leave there on the best terms with people. And some of the people there I thought were good friends, and they turned out being just terrible people. I got no interest in looking them up. Whatever karma they, got, they got. I don't care. But yeah, I guess there's some people in my past that I'm like, oh, I remember that dude. He was pretty cool. And I just find out what they're up to now. And most of them are very run of the mill, like, they work for such and such company and they like hockey and they go to the cottage on the weekends with their friends. And they're very, very mundane, simple lives like everybody else is trying to live, right? So
nothing wrong with that.
No.
Yeah, but the people that I'm interested in how they're doing, I just fucking call them up and ask them sometimes.
There you go. I don't call anybody.
Yeah.
I should give you a call every once in a while. I think I have your number somewhere.
Yeah, I'm actually really bad at that, and mostly they call me.
Same. My dad's the one who always calls me. He always he finds out I'm on Facebook on Messenger. Like I'll scroll through Facebook Messenger. My dad sees I'm online, and he'll Facebook message video call me. Oh, I just saw you're online. Thought I'd give you a call and see how you're doing. I'm like, good, Dad. How are you? Like that's all right. Like he sees who's. I'm like, do you do that with other people? Because I see lots of people online. I'm not inclined to just call them up and say, hey, how's it going?
Yeah, it's
hey, there's C-Mac.
Mac.
Hey, 6, screw you, Pox. LOL. Why is she saying screw you?
Yeah, why not?
What did I do? Yeah, they were actually having tender moments in the chat earlier. They're being all nice towards one another and supportive and shit. I said something really stupid in the chat earlier. C-Mac shared some bad news, and I made some sort of thing about, oh, stay strong. It's how we handle these things that determines our power, some stupid shit like that. And after I read, I'm like, God, that sounded fucking gay. Sorry. Disregard that. I feel bad for you. I'm sorry you're going through that. I feel like such a schmuck after I wrote. I'm like, why the fuck did I write that? Anyway.
It's weird when I act like a decent human being, ain't it?
I got the mushrooms. Nice. Good for you.
Oh, yeah. Beautiful.
Hey, have I got my vape pen in here somewhere? No, I don't.
That's something I'm going to have to do soon.
It's downstairs.
Mushrooms.
This is my stencil for my helmet.
Nice. Wait. Hold it up again. Wait, yeah, other eye. Cover of issue 1.
Oh, that reminds me. Something that Pox shared. Made me fucking laugh.
Screenshot that.
All right, I'm going to share this if that's okay with you.
Yeah.
Where are they here? Here we go. Chicks dig it when you tease him. What is up, you fat retard?
It took it a little far.
That's fucking funny. That's not teasing. That's just being mean.
I reminded of what the fuck is that movie? 40-Year-Old Virgin.
Yeah.
You said bitches in a derogatory way. I didn't. Then we're gonna go find some drunk bitches. Whoa. What is up, you fat retard?
This is fucking disturbing.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, my sim was on a nice hike stream. You don't remember which one because it turns out it's not Irving that's the star of that show. It's fucking Gordo. He's got the pet sim as well, and he gave me a Gordo. And Gordo just like takes off and goes on fucking adventures in his sim world. Like just disappears.
That's
and
awesome.
You can follow him around the whole fucking sim world, and he's just like getting into trouble and shit. It's like, where the fuck is this dog going?
I'm going to share this too. Let me know if you can't hear this.
My size, baby. You don't know how it is.
That's stuff you can't do. You want to be a big baby about everything.
Baby, you're the baby. You first.
It's a big road. I pay my bills. My bills are paid.
Try being my size, baby. You don't.
That's fucking disturbing.
That's absolutely kind of amazing.
That's fucking disturbing.
Yeah,
we just did, Fox. The deathcore fatties.
Holy fuck.
Fuck, that's hilarious.
Try being my size, baby.
Oh, how do you get that big? It's like the we were talking about Blade before. Remember the computer hacker?
Yeah.
It's just this big fucking pile of fucking flesh with the stupid top knot ponytail thing.
Oh, okay, take it easy. 6.
Night 6.
Okay. Conspiracy theory?
Yeah.
How do people get that fat?
High fructose corn syrup.
Cosmic death fungus.
You think it's cosmic death fungus?
Oh, maybe. Again, conspiracy theory. I don't know if I believe it. I just heard this, and it's weird. So, some sort of cosmic fucking fungus gets panspermia to Earth, where humans are living basically subsistence life, maybe with a couple of, tools, fire, whatever. Infects the human beings. The fungus needs high carb and refined sugar to properly thrive.
Right.
All human civilization is built to feed the fungus. They start farming the wheat, farming the sugar cane and shit, so that the fungus can get the high carbs that it needs
Right.
to thrive in the brain, right?
Right.
It's just a parasite, and because we need all these carbs, we need to start. Bread is a better delivery system, so we got to learn how to fucking bake shit. And all of society is growing to feed the fucking fungus. And some of the fungus is so nasty and so virulent that, people are eating so much sugar and so much carbs that they end up these sizes to feed their fucking fungus.
And then what happens when they die? And they'll die like earlier than people who don't eat that much eat that much carbs. So they die, and then the fungus just dies with them, right?
Fungi are resilient, right?
Yeah. Oh, so I guess what it'll just grow. It'll grow in the ground, and then
spore,
and then it infects the rest of us. When we go visit the grave and drop some flowers down, and the fucking spores come up into our nostril.
Maybe even before the grave, it's sporing and growing, right? And that's what that smell is.
That could be it. Body odor is like the fungus's spores.
Fuck. And so wait. Maybe CMAC wasn't here last time when I brought this up. The weird fucking anti-parasite, antifungal fucking cleanse thing that people can try. And people who do try it and stick with it through the hard fucking times, because apparently it gets really hard at first, right? They never go back. They keep doing the maintenance thing because they feel so much better, so completely different.
Yeah.
But something called NAC, CMAC, I can't remember what it stands for, but I bet you know right off the top of your head. Black seed oil and oregano oil, I think, are the 3 big components of this. And if you start taking big doses of these 3 things daily, you will suddenly feel like the worst shit in your life.
Okay.
Because you're killing the parasites.
Okay.
And the parasites will start hurting you to try and make you stop, to make you think these things you're taking that are killing the parasites are hurting you.
Yeah.
So that you'll stop taking it. Right. And you could have like horrible muscle cramps, be fucking vomiting and diarrhea, and even like anxiety, sleeplessness, exhaustion for a few weeks while you kill off all the parasites. And suddenly you're like a new person, 100% better than you've ever been. You realize, like, you feel like you've had like you feel like you poked through the wall with your boat. Nice. Right.
So this is cutting sugar and carbs out of your diet altogether. Is that the idea?
That's part of it, right?
Yeah.
Like it's helpful. You don't have to cut all of the carbs, right? But you won't crave sugar,
right.
And you probably won't even like the taste that much,
right?
Because you're not being urged to do it, right? What's that? Oh,
so hell yeah, the Herx is real. I don't know what Herx is, but
yeah, I don't know. I never heard that bit, but
it's not the carbs; it's the folic acid. I thought the folic acid was good.
I don't know. For some things, it's not the carbs that are bad. It's that you're feeding the parasites, and the parasites are bad for you. right? So if you can kill the parasites, but yeah, then there's after the high dose thing that you're doing for like 3 to 4 weeks. If you get through that, you can reduce the dose dramatically to avoid reinfection from these parasites. And yeah, like it changes lives apparently.
Yeah,
And
I've
it's
heard
not
this.
like
I've heard this. Like getting like fixing your gut biome by cutting out sugar is like one of the best things you can do. I remember that like when I was cutting back on sugar, I did lose cravings for sugar. Like I wasn't going full, what do you call it, lion diet or anything like that. But yeah, when I was cutting back on sugar, when I would go back and actually have sugar, oh, excuse me, sorry. When I would actually go back and have sugar, I would feel like, ugh, this is terrible. Like when I drink like full sugar pop now, like full sweetened pop, it tastes like garbage. I can't stand it.
Yeah, it's terrible. But
A detox
yeah, there's something.
reaction, or HERX for short, is a healing crisis reaction that can happen when you are detoxing.
Now, here's something weird, something very weird. Humans are the only mammal that don't go through regular deparasitic, like deworming and deparasiting. Right? In all of human civilization, we have all of these animals. We keep them in fucking cattle barns, and we keep our dogs, and you check your dog's poop for fucking parasites, and
Yeah.
cows and horses and pigs go through regular dewormings. Like, here, just give them the deworming pills. They probably have fucking worms because.
Yeah.
But we live in roughly similar conditions in roughly like close proximity. Even if you don't ever pet a horse, you might live in a box with 1,000 people in 250 boxes. The apartment building.
Yeah.
If one has worms, it's possible you're sharing worms with all these fucking people.
Well, how would you get the worms unless you were exposed to the worms in either their shit or your food?
Well, it could get on stuff somewhere in the building, and you live together for years and years and years. But humans don't do regular deparasiting. Why? Why are we the only mammal that doesn't do this? And then when you start a deworming, defungal process, it hurts because the parasites are trying to stop you.
Right. Makes sense.
Cosmic death fungus. This is one of the most conspiracies. And yeah, I've got to try it. Got to try it.
The game does look hilarious, C-Mac. You're absolutely right. She's commenting on that Alex Jones game. But Irving's too fucking cheap to pay that $17 to download it. Telling you, man, it's just fucking money. And the money doesn't even mean anything anymore. Just fucking spend it. Water, dirt, soil, flies, etc. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully I don't got worms. I got worms.
Okay, you want to hear the weird thing?
Sure.
There are no people who like cats. There are only people who have toxoplasmosis.
I've heard this, yeah. We like cats because of a bacterium in their feces that is infected, that mice become infected with, and they become friendly towards cats. Cats eat the mice. It gets passed out into their poop, and then when we clean their litter boxes, we get exposed to it. And it's where crazy cat lady syndrome comes from, right?
Yeah. Very, very possible, right?
Yeah.
So here's something really fucked up.
Toxoplasmosis, that's right.
Yeah. What is it? Yeah, is it Plasma gondii or something is the name of the bacteria?
Could be.
So there's weird fucking cases of people who, oh my God, they have some sort of fungus or worm and they're going to die. Like it's actually a really terrible, wormwood is good for that. Okay. Someone gets sick, gets some sort of parasite, and they're going to die. This is like a virulent parasite that kills people.
Yeah.
So they're given incredibly powerful dewormers, deparasite, defungals, right? Just hit it with everything, fucking clear them out. And finally, they're better. They're healthy. again. Their life is saved. And guess what?
What?
They're not gay anymore.
They're no longer attracted to men or women. Yeah. Well, I don't think lesbians are real anyway. But guys are being attracted to other guys. That's a thing. So you're saying it's a disease? It's a bacterial.
I'm not saying it's a disease. I'm saying there are cases of this happening.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Huh.
That, infectious agents, bacteria, viruses, parasites, fungus, they have an ability, right? Not nearly as drastic as, say, that fungus that infects ants.
Yeah.
But they have the ability to encourage and promote behaviors in the host that aid the parasite, that aid the invader, right? Like, did you know that in the days before you show symptoms of the flu, you feel really social and you want to go out and hang out with your friends and people and meet new people? You suddenly, because the virus is trying to spread itself and it's encouraging you to do this. It's influencing you to do this. Lesbians are just bitter women.
It's true. If lesbians aren't real. I'm convinced that lesbians are not real. I think women have a natural tendency towards physical female bonding that men don't necessarily have.
You bet non-bitter women.
women.
So if there was a worm or a parasite that was best passed sexually, but it resided mostly in the end of the digestive tract,
right?
Wouldn't it encourage the hosts to find a way to pass it on?
It's true,
right? Yeah. So less bitter, I guess. But yeah, so that's fucking weird, right?
I think because lesbians aren't real, I think it's the reason why lesbians beat the shit out of each other. They realize they're living a lie, and they're overrepresented in domestic violence statistics. Lesbians, in particular.
Yes. Lesbians have the absolute highest, rates of domestic violence, and gay men have the lowest. Right, which prompted someone, I can't remember who, to say, well, it looks like the surest sign that there's going to be violence in a relationship, domestic violence, is the presence of a woman.
It's true. It's true. Women are the worst. So to roofie a gay guy, just need to give him probiotics. Yeah, give him a fucking bottle of yogurt. Give him one of those yops. Here, dude, drink this.
Just you gotta do that. NAC, black seed oil, and oregano oil combo. High doses till you're clean of all parasites.
Tell me something.
I'll try.
Do I look like Jonah Hill?
You know what? I was going to say maybe, but I realized Jonah Hill lost the weight, and no, he still doesn't look like you.
No. People used to say, like, someone on the stream one time said, you look like Jonah Hill. And it was back when I was a fat guy. And I'm like, I lost a lot of weight. I don't think I look like Jonah Hill anymore.
See, the first thing is I pictured Jonah Hill when he was fat.
Yeah, I picture from Superbad. When I think of Jonah Hill,
right.
I think Superbad.
And I look at that face and thought, if it's slimmed out in certain ways, he could look like you. But then he did slim out a whole lot, but not in the ways I imagined. And no, he doesn't look.
No, I don't think so either.
No.
I don't think so either. So whoever once said that I look like Jonah Hill, go fuck yourself. I do not. See how vain I am? I can't stop looking at myself in the camera.
Here, carry the stream for a minute.
I will stare longingly into my own eyes. Folks, we're coming up on almost 2 hours. I'm glad that there's been a bunch of people here. making comments in the stream. Hope everyone's having a wonderful weekend. I'm having a pretty good weekend. I'm just getting over this cold, which could be COVID, but probably not. But either way, a couple more weeks, I'll be heading out to Virginia to play some airsoft. Looking forward to that. Got the Canada Man costume ready to go. That should be fun. Should have a good time. Anyway, Ajax, thanks for popping in. It's always good to see the greater Ajax coming into the streams. I wonder if we should do something different on these streams.
Like actually play a video game?
Yeah, I don't know, just something different. I don't know.
You have something in mind? No?
I'd really like to do a gaming stream, like not like video games, but like people sitting around playing an RPG with like, you know, a tabletop map in the middle and 3-4 people on the side and a DM, you know, saying you wander into the tavern and there's a 6-titty fucking goblin there or whatever, and having adventures, like doing like role-playing adventures. That'd be fun. I think that'd be a good time.
6 titties?
Yeah.
That's 5 more than is necessary.
5 more? You don't want
Yeah.
2 at least? You don't want at least 2? We should play Cyberpunk Red. I never really liked Cyberpunk, truth be told. I always liked the realm, like the game, the setting of Shadowrun. I just hated the fucking game Shadowrun. But yeah, I don't think I've ever played. I've played Cyberpunk and never run it. How about that? Actually, that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Other Strangeness, when that comes out, I'd love to run that. That'd be a fun game.
Got it on the shelf.
You got your original one on the shelf. I don't know what happened to my original one. It's maybe in a box somewhere, but I have no idea.
I also have After the Bomb.
Roadhogs?
No, I don't have the Roadhog supplement.
I had Roadhogs. Roadhogs is good.
Yeah, it's fucking great, but I don't have it.
And
I think it's pretty hard to find at this point.
What's that, sorry?
I think it's harder to find at this point. I don't
Probably,
know if it's
yeah.
in price, right?
I was thinking maybe I could convert Elf Camino to originally I made Elf Camino, the game Elf Camino I was telling you about.
Yeah.
I made it for Fate, but I think I might convert it to Easy D6 because I love the Easy D6 system. It's so fucking simple. But we'll have to see. We'll do something someday, somewhere, somehow.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Let me get my weekends back proper. And
yeah, you want me to look for? I was gonna say you want me to look for a workout this end of the woods, you know, like out my end. But
we'll
I don't
talk
know.
about it after.
Yeah, I don't know if I could find you a job out this way, and then you'd have to commute out this way. Yeah, want to do that.
I've done worse. At
Yeah,
least it's not Scarborough.
there you go.
You know, when I was like from 18 to 20 something, I used to take the fucking subway from here to Scarborough.
Oh, really?
Kipling to Kennedy every day.
That's like
2
the full
hours.
run, isn't it? That's full east-west run, isn't it?
Yeah.
Wow.
2 hours to get to work and 2 hours back. Took me 12 hours to work 8. Yeah. Got a lot of reading done, though. I was reading like 50 books a year.
Well, Pox is on board. So we just need to figure out a roll 20 and pick a game. And 10 out of 10 will show up for a game night. Oh, cool. Good to know.
Why did Nutty like that?
There's the Gigolo years back in the early 2000s. Can you weld?
No. And guess what? I know some welders. It's not what they say it is. It's not like, oh, welders are bad and you make a lot of money. No, you're lucky to get work and they don't want to pay you.
That's tough.
It's terrible. I switched to plumbing and they're still fucking with them.
I'm curious if CMAC got that job. She was talking about getting a job.
Oh, congratulations.
I don't know if she got it, though. She had an interview for it, but I don't know if she got it.
Well, break a leg then.
I know a millwright making $5,000 a week. Wow.
Yeah, well,
Tough,
that's
right?
millwright. That's I don't even know what that is.
I think somebody works on making machine parts, if I'm not mistaken. I was at TIG welding aluminum yesterday. CMAC. Should probably learn machining, to be honest. I'm about to learn woodworking and shit because of this guitar restoration project. Good for you, man.
Yeah.
I have a scroll saw that I haven't even plugged in. My buddy gave it to me because I wanted to get into like cutting wood and stuff like that and doing designs and things in wood. I'm about to learn woodwork. Yeah, it should be good. Guitar restoration. He's restoring his old buddy's guitar.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw a couple photos. I haven't, but just because I was sending you the links for this, like that's the only reason I opened Facebook to send you the links or to get the links you sent me.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, I don't go on Facebook very often. I go on X periodically, but not a lot. Speaking of which, is there anything on X worth looking at right now?
Oh yeah, that guy.
What guy?
Another one of the guys who successfully debunked Pizzagate has been convicted of fucking sexual assault on toddlers. What's his name? Soder?
Soder?
I can't remember the name. I saved an image of it somewhere. I'll find his name. But yeah, the Pizzagate people, one after another, debunking it, and then being fucking convicted of possession of child porn and raping toddlers and God knows what else. Strange times.
Very strange times. Oh, did you see this? Hold on. Do. I want to present something.
Oh, yeah, here it is.
Check this out.
Slade Somer, mainstream journalist and close friend of John Podesta.
These guys look like feds.
What the actual fuck? Yeah.
I think they look like feds. They look like feds to me. I don't know about you. I don't know where this is either. Oh well. Have you tried whoring yourself to 1,000 fat chicks for $50 a piece, or 50 really fat chicks for $1,000 a piece? That'd be an
I've not.
obligated IG. Fatties make my pee pee inny and inny. Irving.
Yeah.
Back to the gym on Monday. What do you say? You gonna go?
Fuck, I'd better. Actually, I could start tomorrow, to be honest.
I'm going back
Yeah.
on Monday. I'm up to 20 pounds on my my dumbbell exercises, my full body antagonistic supersets. Yeah, doing 20 pounds in each hand now, and it's hard, but it's good.
That's the point.
Yeah. Well, Monday.
You know, if you join that fit forum, right? Like on 4chan.
Yeah.
They have like motivational threads sometimes where it's just
Yeah.
like motivational quotes, usually from like, ancient philosophers and stuff, like the Socrates thing saying no man has the right to be an amateur in physical fitness, right? What
Yeah.
a shame it is to grow old not seeing the grace, strength, and beauty your body is capable of, right? But there's one where someone just posted it as a green text, and they put it in the motivational posters, wanting it to be easy.
Let's see.
What are you looking up?
I'm at 4chan looking at fitness. I'm looking for one of those said.
Oh, motivational thread.
Yeah.
They're not always up, right?
No.
Remember, everyone on Fit that's trying to demoralize you or black pill you, right? All you have to do, tell them post body. They never will.
Yeah.
Shut up. Check group chat. Apparently, Pox has sent us something fun. Watch, he has it with the statue and the green text, wanting it to be easy.
You gonna share it?
Yeah. Or are you gonna share it? Did you find it?
No, I'm asking if you are. You share it.
I'll see if I can pull it up. I don't even know what it is.
What is the ideal weight? Because no one wants a bone rack either. I'm looking to get to about 200, 205 pounds, and I'm 6'2". So that I think will make me a good size. I'm at 220 right now.
Yeah, I've seen this one too. It's really good. Yeah, so Plato means broad in Greek. There are recorded instances in Aristotle's notes of Plato settling debates by standing up and flexing. He was an Olympic gold medal wrestler. Plato was a Chad. Plato, I don't think that helps your argument. Shut up.
I need a guy to have at least some teddy bear squish. Yeah, I mean, I don't plan on getting to like less than 10% body fat. I want to get below, like 18 to 15% body fat. I would be very happy with, because I don't need physical abs that you can see. I just need to have less love handles, less gut, Craig's got it backwards. You got to juice up to hit 250. No. I don't want to be fucking massive. I want to be muscular and slim. Can you even rip the door off your fridge if you get mad? Why would I want to rip the door off my fridge? No, I'm not going to take SARMs or roids or anything like that. It's all natural, baby. Creatine's the most I'll take.
Your natty card.
My natty card? Oh, I'm natty.
Yeah. No, like, I can't help it. When I work out and I have, like, a job that can get really physical, I just burn way more calories than I can actually eat. So.
Yeah, I wish I had that problem.
Yeah, body fat percentage drops, abs happen.
Yeah.
Can't help
it. What do they say? Abs are made in the kitchen?
Right.
You start swimming laps, you'll lean out quick as fuck. Yeah, I would, but you know what? My gym, they have a swimming pool there. The fucking shallow end's like 3 feet deep. So every time I swim a lap, I fucking scrape my knees or my toes on the very end. So I mean, I do backstrokes. Backstroke's fine. I have no problem with that because that I can do without worrying about smashing up my fucking shins and knees. And I tried breaking, and all I did was hurt myself. How'd you manage that, C-Mac? What did you need to break? I can help. I've got breaking shit down to a science.
You're talking about front crawl, right? Like freestyle.
Do front crawl. Well, I like to do breaststroke, but yeah.
Oh, I was going to say, if it's front crawl, you switch to breaststroke for that 3-foot section, and that should be better.
Well,
but
but
if you
still my knees are still like really close because I'm still using my legs, right? Even though I'm doing breaststroke, I'm still using my legs. No, I just have to get used to it. Either that or backstroke. Backstroke's good too. She's trying to break a desk. Well, sir.
C-Mac needs to juice up. Yeah, that's 2 hours.
We've been doing 2 hours. Yeah, I need some roids or something. No, you'll get back knee and you'll lose your hair.
Anavar. No. Anavar, the girl steroid.
What's Anavar?
Become a Varby.
What's Anavar?
Yeah. It's like a light steroid that's safe enough for women to take, roughly, because it doesn't make their voice drop and their facial hair grow. It does enlarge their clits.
It does enlarge their clit?
Yeah.
That's kind of hot.
But, yeah, you'll also pack on some muscle mass pretty quickly. Yeah, and the hot girls.
But wait, what if guys take Anavar? Does it fuck them up?
No, you'll get a boost out of it, but you won't get, it'll be like, imagine roiding for this. Like, you literally took steroids to put on, maybe 4 or 5 pounds. Good for you. Yeah.
But it'll make my clit big.
And then, but yeah, so the hot chicks you see in the gym where they clearly got muscle mass, right? You're like, oh, I wish my shoulders looked like that, but she's not a roid freak. She's still hot. They're called Varbies.
Varbies, because they use Anavar. Okay, good to know.
Yeah.
Well, I'm looking forward to going to the gym on Monday. It's been too long since I've been at my gym. Looking forward to get my protein shake when I'm done and having my protein bar when I'm done. That's always the best part of it. After a good, strong workout, I'm exhausted and I have a protein shake and I feel 1,000 times better.
Yeah, I ate a steak today and I haven't been going to the gym. What a waste. What a waste. It was delicious and I loved every second of it, but what a waste of all that wonderful protein.
Yeah, do some push-ups before you go to bed.
Yeah, maybe I should. Okay,
well, I'm gonna go to bed actually very shortly because I'm still getting over this cold. So
this has been a successful stream.
I would agree. Oh, can I tell a joke?
Yeah.
I know we don't do no one tells jokes anymore on your channel, but I read a joke today.
You tell jokes.
I thought it was fucking hilarious. Okay. What's another way of saying coming inside a woman?
There's quite a few. Did you actually want me to answer, or you just want me to do the thing? I don't know. What is another way, Craig?
I want you to do that one.
I don't know. What is another way of saying coming inside a woman, Craig?
Loading up the dishwasher. I saw that today. I fucking howled. I'm like, oh my god, that's hilarious.
And on that note, we're going to say goodnight. Thanks for coming, everyone. Thanks for sticking it out. hit the like button or something. We'll see you next week. Ammunition, yeah?
That's the plan.
Good night, everyone. Hail Sigmar.
Good night.